The footloose,
That's
whatever.
Israel.
He all
That's Israel.
And the mashed
That's right.
potatoes.
Now they
stuff in the-
complaining. Oh, woe is us. These people treating us like garbage. You had one job, bro, and you didn't do it. Go ahead and explain that for him, Elder Yohanan. He showeth his word unto Jacob.
So Jacob is the carnal man. So he showed his word. Every man has got the carnal understanding. So every man that his prophet got this carnal understanding.
Yeah.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
So now to understand the deep sayings and the judgments which come off of this, he gave it to the spiritual man.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
So he haven't dealt so with any nation outside of the nation of Israel. I know I'm kind of going somewhere with this, right?
You say I see it.
And as for his judgments,
right?
They have not known them.
So all the other nations, if you don't understand the deep mysteries of this Bible, you're not an Israelite. I hope y'all seeing what I'm talking about.
Go to John 11:40.
Yeah, let's get it.
Go,
You give me the practice of my next class. All right, bring it. I'll bring it out. I was sitting there trying to hold off on it, but
now these are the Pharisees talking. Jump up to 45. This is
read that for me, Elder. I'm gonna grab something real quick. Read that for me.
John 11:45. Then many of the Jews which came to Mary and had seen the things which Jesus did believed on him.
They believe his doctrine.
But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees and told them what things Jesus had done.
Read on.
Then gathered the chief priests,
bishops,
and the Pharisees,
deacons, captains,
a council, and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles.
He answered all those questions. Read.
If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall take away both our place and nation.
Then you read before, he showed his word unto Jacob, unto Israel. That nation, he showed his miracles to. Israel, they understood it. The spiritual interpretation people understood it. They know his judgments. You see it?
Yeah. Because he kept talking the parables. Everybody need to understand it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the people started to understand the parables when he started explaining them.
Yes.
The miracle is the explanation.
Yes.
All right. When you see miracle, it's talking about explanation, the explanation. Since we in John, we'll go there right quick and show you. When it's talking about miracle, it's talking about to explain something. That's what miracle means. Miracle ain't, oh, he walked on water and he healed this man's hand. That ain't a miracle. All right. The understanding of what that means is the miracle. If you can explain what walking on water means, if you can explain what healing that man's hand means, you see what I'm saying? So we're gonna go here. It's talking about Nicodemus. In Nicodemus, he tells you what the word miracle means. Okay. There was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. So he was a prophet. All right. The same came to Jesus by night. Night means ignorance. That means he was a stupid man. He didn't understand the doctrine. All right. And said unto him, Rabbi. Rabbi means teacher. All right. We know that thou art a teacher come from God. So the context is talking about teaching. You got that?
Yeah.
For no man can do these miracles, meaning explaining the teaching. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
For no man can do these miracles that thou doest except God be with him. He said, we know you are a teacher come from God, except God be with you. That means that he able to explain it
He
like
teaching you
nobody
miracles.
else could. That's what
Teaching
miracle
miracles.
means.
Yes.
Miracle means being able to explain it.
Yes.
Being able to explain it well is important.
Yes. So
Now-
that's the one job
Keep somebody's soul
the Most High gave the children of Israel.
captivity.
Go to
That's
Isaiah
their
48.
only job.
Yeah.
Y'all see that? Where's that one in Sirach?
Go
Was
to
excuse me, it's Baruch. Hold on.
So you looking for?
Hold on.
Hold on. We got to deal with that. Hold on, we can't run past something.
Okay,
We
good.
look past it. Hold on, Elder, before we get there.
Okay.
What does it mean to judge? Anybody know what it means to
What
judge?
does it mean to judge?
Yeah.
I think I don't know exactly. I think
Give me Sirach 10:1.
kind of like to. Well, if I was to guess, I would say to scale out the understanding that someone has.
Or to pick out
You say they haven't known the judgment. So what are you talking about?
you basically, like you said about scaling someone's moral compass.
Look at that
Good.
screen right here. A
wise
wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
So he talk about the levels of instruction, how I'm giving out the levels of instruction. That's the government. Because some going to get deeper understanding than some other people. But to judge means to instruct people, meaning to teach them.
Wow.
Where's that one that said the quick and the dead? What's that?
Just don't be teaching nobody today. What's going on?
Right, that's what it means to judge. That's in, we just, hold on, let me get it. I get
It's
it.
in John somewhere, I think.
No, we just had it earlier, hold on.
Oh, these judges is hiding today.
Right, that's the point. They're not teaching.
They don't know the spiritual interpretation. They slowly, they're going to get it though. A lot of them going to get it.
Second
First Peter 4 and 5. That's it.
For the times past of our lives may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wines, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries.
So he's saying, as after in our captivities, these are things that we learn. All right, we learn because remember we said the Bible said earlier. Jeremiah said that Israel was going to go into captivity for 70 years, meaning they was going to have a time where they wouldn't have any understanding of the old law, the law that Christ left us. Y'all see that? All right.
Wherein they think to strange that ye run not with them into the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you.
So you see what I'm saying? We as the righteous, we don't do that same teaching of those foolish doctrines and all that other stuff. We moved on from that. All right. We teach righteous doctrine, the doctrine that Christ gave us. Right.
Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead?
To judge the quick. The quick is the people that have the spiritual understanding. You know that scripture that says it's the spirit that quickeneth. So the people who got the spiritual doctrine are the ones that's quickened. Right?
You said that the last class too.
Yes, that means they changed. So they learned the spiritual doctrine and they changed. Okay. So it's saying who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick, the people who converted, and the dead. So he's able to explain both the spiritual understanding and the carnal understanding. He can rightly divide. That makes sense? So when he's talking about judge, he's saying he can instruct the quick, the spiritual doctrine, and the dead, the carnal doctrine. He knows both. He can rightly divide. That's what it's talking about. That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Job 21:22. gotta slide him in.
Yeah, bro.
Job always a good one.
Yeah.
How the gold become them. That's how they did
Right.
it. Buried it in the earth.
So here's
Yeah.
another one on judging.
Shall any teach God knowledge?
So he's talking about who's going to teach God's knowledge.
Seeing he judges those that are high.
Thou high, talking about Jerusalem,
Right.
because he's
right.
teaching from Jerusalem. He's teaching the spiritual doctrine. That's how you know the knowledge of God. That's what it means to be judged. So when
One
he says,
dieth in
now
dieth
hold on,
in-
now when we go back to Psalms 147 and 19, we'll break that one down. I know he was there.
No, you go.
Take your time, Elder.
So now he says,
He
he showeth his word unto Jacob. So his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. So now the deep parables are the statutes. The judgments is how to teach what we're saying unto Israel. So we all got the word being Jacob. Every one of us got the word being carnal. So now he said the next one, he said, he have not dealt so with any nation. As for his judgments, they have not known them. As for his teachings, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So if he's talking about other nations, didn't Joseph teach the Egyptians?
Yes.
Taught the synonym of wisdom. There's 22 is what I was. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. 22 is what I caught in my mind. Or 17. Talking about Joseph.
Psalms 105:17. He sent a man before them, even Joseph, who was sold for a servant.
So where? Into the Egypt doctrine, right?
Whose feet they hurt with fetters.
His doctrine. They hurt with fetters, with their iron, with their doctrine.
With them chains, that doctrine. Yeah.
He
was in
was laid
captivity
in
in that
iron.
Mhm.
Verse 19. Until the time that his word came.
The doctrine that he had got, the spiritual doctrine, he learned the spiritual doctrine.
The word of the Lord tried him.
As we said, we had to go through the furnace of adversity. So he gave his word of God against the carnal doctrine.
The king sent and loosed him, even the ruler of the people, and let him go free.
Let him go where? Into Jerusalem,
Right.
which is above his free. So the kings let him loose, so he let go of the doctrine. He couldn't compete with it.
He made him lord of his house.
Made him lord of that. He made his doctrine lead Israel.
Lead Egypt too.
Yeah, I'm getting into it. That's what I'm saying.
The ruler of all his substance.
The ruler of all his substance. Now he was an quote unquote Egyptian.
To bind his princes to his pleasure.
At his pleasure.
And teach his senators wisdom.
So I just showed you that judgment. He said he haven't dealt with any other nation. So proving that these Egyptians that they're speaking of in the Bible are who, Sean? If Joseph taught them. Are you still following?
I had to mute it. They're supposed to. They're Israel. If they get taught,
there you have it. See how simple that is?
Yeah.
That's what he's telling you. So all these nations that fall under, it doesn't matter what your race of skin is. See, they try to make that's a doctrine. He's talking about those who teach, and you got the spiritual doctrine. You are Israel.
You see that?
Listen, yeah, you see that?
But
You broke that down so good. Isaiah 1:27.
That wasn't even in my notes. It just popped in my head.
I like that.
Because everybody's thinking,
That's how I gotta be,
everybody believes that the children of Israel are the bloodline descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. So they're thinking that man had 12 sons, and those 12 sons birth of people, right? But it's actually saying more than that. The people who he taught was not all Israelites. You see what I'm saying? And we're gonna show it to you. Where you want to go to? 1:27, you said?
Yes, sir. Just to, cause We got the precepts, you know. It's just you need 2 witnesses.
Isaiah 1:27. Zion shall be redeemed with judgment, and her covenants with righteousness.
Her converts.
Excuse me, her converts. With
See,
righteousness.
See them converts? Those people who convert also convert. Yeah, see.
Now check this out. Now we just said, he just read you that the Pharaoh gave Joseph all his house, right? So all them people converted, right? Check this out. We go to Exodus, chapter 1, right? And it tells you, it starts by saying all of the people of Jacob's house that went into Israel. He called off all his sons and all that. And it says that it was a total of 70 souls, right? All right. So then he said all of the people, it says right here, and all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob. Loins mean the mind, so that you know. That's
1 Peter
1 Peter 1:13. Loins mean mind, right? So this the people who follow his doctrine. You see that? He says all the people that came out of his loins was 70 souls. For Joseph was already was in Egypt already, right? It says, and Joseph died, and all his brethren, all that generation, that whole everybody who originally started teaching the doctrine died. You got that? Generation mean doctrine. All right. And the children of Israel, that's the people following that doctrine. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding mighty. And the land was filled with them. So all of the people was converted to the doctrine that Jacob, Israel, and Joseph, who was already there, taught. You see that? So the entire nation of Egypt converted to the doctrine. You see that?
That
Right.
fruitful, when it say fruitful and multiply, they planted that seed, which is the
Right.
word of God. Luke chapter 8, verse
Yeah.
11.
They kept teaching the doctrine in Egypt. All right. So then here comes the problem, right? Now there arose a new king in Egypt which knew not Joseph. He didn't know the doctrine of Joseph. He didn't want that doctrine. He a new guy that came in, right? He said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. All right. So he's telling you it's more children of Israel than it is Egyptians. Now, if Joseph came and Israel came and he said it was 70 souls, right? How is it possible that 70 people can outpopulate an established nation that was Egypt? It's impossible, right? Because there was already, it may have been 1 million people in Egypt at that time. You see what I'm saying? But this is what happened whenever you start looking at the Bible carnal. You don't see what it's saying. So the first thing comes to mind is, how is it that that man, he had 70 people in his family? How did those people outpopulate the Egyptians? The answer comes, now you notice what he said. The Most High is calling the people of the children of Israel. He's calling all of those people that outnumber the Egyptians children of Israel. Y'all see that, right? We're going to go to Genesis chapter 47, so you can get the answer to this question and show these lies that these people telling all these people. They got people losing millions of dollars following these fools up in here telling them about this Israel thing, and they don't know what they're talking about. All right. Genesis 47:1. It says, then Joseph came and told the Pharaoh, this after he done brought Israel, his daddy, to Egypt with him, right? Then Joseph came and told Pharaoh and said, my father and my brethren and their flocks and their herds, and all that they have are come up out of the land of Canaan, and behold, they are in the land of Goshen. Now, what's the land of Canaan? You know now, we're going to get it for you. Just so we'll be able to say it's one of your favorites, Sean. You always say, oh man, I get it now. We're going to Ezekiel 34 and 31. So you can get what those flocks are. Because you remember. Read that, Sean.
And ye my flock, and ye my flock, the flock of my pasture are men, and I am your God, saith the Lord.
So those flocks that Jacob brought from Canaan was all them Canaanites that he converted. There's more than 70 people. You see that? The flocks and the herds are people. So he brought a multitude of people into Egypt with him.
Right.
They followed him, right?
Yeah, they weren't separate.
Right. So now I want you to read this thing again and explain it to me. Because you got the answer now. Because you know who the flocks and herds are, right? Read that.
Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph.
Mm-hmm. Read.
And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we.
Okay, so who are the children of Israel?
They came and took over, basically. I mean, like,
who are they? Because it's the flocks and the herd. All of them people that Israel was teaching in the land of Canaan came with him. Them the people that they call the people of Ham.
He said they came. They said they came. They got that. That's basically them saying they got converted. This is what this is.
Yes, but
they came from Canaan and then they got converted.
The person that got converted, what did he call him? What did he call them? The children of Israel. If you convert to the doctrine, the Most High calls you children of Israel. It ain't talking about your race. It's about you converting. That's what the Bible's saying. You don't care what bloodline you are. If you take his doctrine, because that was the people of Ham in Canaan. All of those people, Israel converted multitudes of those people, and they followed him into Egypt. Those his congregation that came with him. And Joseph had already converted all of the people of Egypt. So the people who believed in Israel's doctrine outnumbered the people of Egypt who believed in them carnal doctrines of the pharaohs.
That's right.
So he telling you the children of Israel, the people that followed, that converted to the doctrine, outnumbered the people who believed in the carnal doctrine. And the Most High is calling all of them, regardless of their race, children of Israel.
That's right.
And it says that multiple different ways, though. I think we're just skipping over it, honestly.
Yes.
Hey, Elder, can we see? I don't mean to cut him off. Why he's getting his thought together? Romans 2:28. Keep talking, Sean. I'm sorry.
I wasn't saying that. I was just saying, like, it says that multiple ways. Like, people just literally just ignore it.
Yes, because they got an
something
agenda.
else.
They have an agenda. They want to use their hatred, right? That's why we call these people hate groups. All right, because these people, they don't care what the book actually say, right? All they want to do is push their hate agenda instead of telling the people the truth. Because the truth, once you find out them people lying, then you can convert to the doctrine, and that's what's gonna make you free. You understand? You're gonna get the kingdom. But you said 2:28,
Yeah,
Elder?
yeah.
Romans chapter 2, verse 28. For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly.
Stop. So, can I see your skin? Can I see your skin outwardly?
Can you see my skin outwardly?
Yes. I can see you're a black man, right? Because that's what they basically the doctrine is. Either you're the people from Israel, Israeli, or the blacks, Hispanics, or Native Americans, right?
Right.
So how can you determine that?
Well, they try to you know they saying like you gotta have the what did they say? What did they do? They got the if you went through basically if you went through slavery,
Okay.
that
So,
and then
slavery, right?
That's it.
So who went through? Well, they say that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the ones that went through slaves, right?
Yeah, anybody that went through slavery, it's pretty much that's it. Like at a certain time, if you went through slavery,
Right.
you're a certain bloodline, and that's your proof of who you are.
Proof of who you are, right?
Yeah.
But I could see your skin, right? I can see you're a black man.
Okay.
I can see that you got fringes on,
Right.
right? If you're wearing fringes or whatever the case may be, or if you're trying to keep the law. But what he said, read that first line right there.
Okay. So, for he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly.
Outwardly.
Yeah.
You see the brothers out on the street corner, they wear fringes, they got their beard, that's outwardly. I can see that.
Yeah, but that's because people keep skipping over the fact. It's some. I forgot. I think it's in Romans. It says spiritual Jew.
Yep. That's what we're getting into.
What we're reading right now.
That's what we're talking right now.
Yeah, it said that. It says that. Like it's like we keep. It's just like people. It's like we just ignoring it. It's like
Right.
Keep
Keep going, Elder.
Neither is that circumcision, which is outward in the flesh.
In the doctrine, we're talking about the doctrine, but even carnally looking at the flesh, you can outwardly see a black man. And they quick to say, or the Jewish man with the twists and all that stuff, the curls, and I can see that carnally. You get what I'm saying? But this is what Paul is talking about.
Right.
But he is a Jew, which is one inwardly.
How would you know that that person is inwardly a Jew?
But that by the doctrine that they disclaim.
That's it. You see what I'm saying? He's keeping the spiritual doctrine. He's killing off the old man inside of him. All that hate. That's what's in all that stuff inside you, all the hatred that you have inside with you, you're killing off.
Right.
Because
it's
what? And
circumcision.
But he is a Jew, which is one inwardly. And circumcision is that of the heart.
Of the mind. He's not talking about cutting off your carnal foreskin. That's a token. He's talking about in your mind. You cutting off all that evil thoughts in your mind. That's the circumcision he wants.
In the spirit.
In the spirit, meaning keeping the spiritual law.
And not in the letter.
Not reading the Bible carnally. That's up to the letter. You reading every word and thinking that's what it means.
Whose praise is not of men, but of God.
So his praise is going off of what God wants. He's teaching what God, the spiritual law that God wants. That is the Jew. Not by skin color, not by bloodline. Bloodline is talking about, but when we talk about bloodline, we're talking about a doctrine. So his doctrine is pure.
Yeah, you did. I do remember that one. I do remember you said I gotta find that.
Because blood is a doctrine. So the bloodline is the doctrine line that you got.
Yes. Right.
So that's what he's telling you, right? It's not by what these dudes are teaching, it's by God. What God going through and you rightfully dividing his word, going precept upon precept, finding the words, making sure you got the full understanding.
It's too much division with that though, because then it's also, it's people in bloodline Israel is people that's in Africa that are not they're not a bloodline of Israel. That's a whole different thing.
That's what he's telling you right now. He's telling you right now it don't matter. That's not what he care about.
Okay.
That's what happened. That's what happened before with Joseph and Israel in the days of Egypt. Those people, they didn't become Israel by bloodline. They came Israel because they converted. The Most High say, "I change not." That means if he accepted them people offering back in the land of Egypt, he gonna accept them today because he don't change. That lets you know those men are lying, because they can't go and usurp what the Most High said, because they just men. They ain't got no power. All they got are big mouths. That's all they got.
Isaiah 48:1.
Isaiah chapter 48, verse 1. Hear ye this, O house of Jacob,
So he's talking to Jacob. He's talking to the house of Jacob.
which are called by the name of Israel,
Now you calling yourself Israel.
and are come forth out of the waters of Judah,
Them doctors of Judah. Those
Which-
waters.
which swear by the name of the Lord,
You calling out my name. IUIC. We sons of God. Christ our King. Mhm.
right, and make mention of the God of Israel, but not in
But-
truth, not in truth, nor in righteousness.
See that?
Mm.
You call it, but he's. Hey, read that one more time, Elder. Go back to it.
Hear ye this, O house of Jacob,
So he
Which
called
are-
to the house of Jacob. He called them the house of Jacob.
right, which are called by the name of Israel,
Everybody calling you Israel.
are come forth out of the waters of Judah,
That doctrine that Judah had.
which swear by the name of the Lord,
You swear that you are sons of God. We're gonna follow you, but they only said in John 8:39-42. Christ said, "If you love me, do the works of Abraham." So if you ain't doing the works of Abraham, guess what? If you're not the children of Abraham, you're not the sons of the living God.
right,
We don't.
which swear by the name of the Lord, and make mention of the God of Israel,
Mhm.
but not in truth nor in righteousness.
Not in truth. The truth is the spiritual interpretation.
Mm.
And the righteousness is commandments. He said, be like Abraham. Keep the commandments. Be like Abraham.
For they call themselves of the holy city.
IUIC.
They stay themselves upon the God of Israel.
Oh, we worship you, God.
The Lord of hosts is his name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what he's saying is a lot of these carnal camps, they give you the impression that they are spiritual, but in fact, they still teaching the carnal law. They're not doing the things that the Most High said you had to do. He said you had to love your brother. If you love your brother, you got to teach him. But they refuse to do what Joseph and Israel did. Joseph and Israel taught all those Egyptians and all them people in Canaan. And the Most High accepted their offering. When they converted, he called them children of Israel. You see that?
Remember about the judgment. Judgment means to teach, right? To instruct. Obadiah 121. Let's get another nation. Showing you who's Israel. That's the number one question we always talk about. Who's the Israelites?
And saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge.
To what?
To judge.
Oh wait, I thought he was gonna cut their head off and smack their head against the wall. What did he say to do? What?
To judge the Mount of Esau.
But wait a minute. Then the guy said he hasn't dealt judgment with any other nation.
What does judge?
Psalms 147. Let's go back to Psalms 147.
Right.
That's a good
Yeah, you gotta do that real quick.
Yeah. So
You
that
gotta
can
do
see
that
it
real
again.
quick. But it's interesting though, because the context of judge means something different, and it's just like we take the
What's that? Didn't you use a rock to tell them what judge meant?
Yes.
10 and 1.
Yep.
Well, I write everything.
Look
I
at
write
that.
everything.
That's what judge means.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
It don't mean they saying it mean that you're gonna cut somebody's head off and all that. You're gonna be chopping people up like sausages or something. A wise judge will instruct
That's
his
kind of crazy.
people. A judge
Bless you.
means he's a teacher. He know how to rightly divide the carnal from the spiritual. That's what a judge is. All right.
A wise judge will instruct his people. This is a fact, though.
So
Let's
when
go-
you go back over here, it said the Savior shall come up on Mount Zion and to judge the Mount of Esau. That means they're gonna teach them white folks.
Yep.
That's what it's saying. It ain't saying all of that other crazy stuff they're saying. It's saying he gonna teach, he gonna make the Israelites teach the white folks. That's what it's telling you. They don't know what it's saying.
They don't know what it's saying, man. They just
They
carry
got
on.
everybody scared over here thinking that, oh, well, you know, he gonna give us power and then we're gonna be walking around here like Black Adam. And we're gonna be killing people
Hey.
just called killing and killing.
So what is Sirach 5 and 20?
Yeah, but you see, they teaching the whites, and then they like kind of they not doing exactly like you said, you know. And
Let
then
you in on a secret. The Most High is not a murderer. Okay? How you gonna judge somebody who ain't never been taught? If the man don't know what the law is, you telling him he gonna be held accountable for the law, but you ain't never taught him.
Right.
The Most High is not a murderer. He's not a murderer. He's gonna make his prophets teach them people. That's what he gonna do. Those guys don't understand how to read the Bible because they're a bunch of haters and murderous thugs. He called them brutes.
Yeah.
Brute means thug.
Right.
Those are thugs.
Go
They
to
just got Bibles.
Sirach 15 and 20. But did y'all get the answer about that? About talent? They steals what the music industry and all that. They bury it in the earth, the carnal understanding. They're supposed to be using it for the Most High.
That's who we talking about.
Uh-huh.
We talking about them.
Mm-hmm.
They're telling lies. They put it in the earth. They using the carnal interpretation in order to make the people think that everybody they're gonna come through and they're gonna kill everybody. But that ain't what the Most High saying. He's saying they're gonna judge them. He mean they're gonna teach them.
We're gonna teach them. If you want to live, you're gonna close the breach of contract, breach of promises that you said you were gonna do.
Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 15:20, which is in the Apocrypha. He have commanded no man to do wickedly.
Murder. You ain't told nobody. You ain't killing nobody. Murdering. You're gonna kill the old man in that person. The old person, so that person can become new again. That's what you're supposed to be slaying.
Neither hath he given any man license to sin.
See that? I don't know what they're talking about in Obadiah. You ain't killing nobody.
He said, "Thou shalt not kill." Now, how he gonna turn around and then everybody gonna get killed now? You
Give
gonna
the
come
three
through
ways,
there.
Elder.
You got superpowers. You know, you got the power to to lift 20 men and defeat 20 men and leap doggone the New World Trade Center and all that other stuff. You got all these powers, right? When the Most High, he said, you're going to teach them my doctrine. That's what he's saying.
If you want to live, if you
Right.
live,
Let's see him get around this one. Psalms 98:9. Let him get around this one.
While they getting around.
This is little precepts you can bring out.
98 and what? 9.
Yep.
Before the Lord, for he cometh to judge the earth.
So we got the earth,
With righteousness shall he judge the world,
and we got the world.
and the people with iniquity.
With equity. So he judging
Excuse me, with
everybody
equity.
equally.
I'm sorry.
He teaching everybody equally.
Mhm.
Everybody getting the word. That's the earth and the world.
Just so you know, it's him who gonna do the final judgment. Ain't gonna be no man doing it.
No.
Ain't gonna
You
be
can't
no man judging. You just a man.
Right.
right.
The Most High does the actual implementation of quote unquote judgment, not you.
Right.
I mean, it's still, I don't know, man. I take it to me, it's good.
We
versus
talk
evil.
about it all the time, man.
It's Yeah, it's good versus evil for me because it's just like it's plenty of people that we've been around in our lives that just because you're black, bro, it can't be.
No, bro.
It can't
What
be.
you got is you got these wicked men who are teaching lies. Our job is to do the miracle. We got to explain it.
Mhm.
Or else them people gonna sit up. Let me tell you something. Now, whenever you go and you got a person who got a whole lot of power, right? Because the Most High say in the end, in the latter days, Esau was gonna be in power. He got the power to eradicate races of people. Now you mess around, man got that kind of power. And you make him frightened to think that you gonna come overthrow him and kill him. He's gonna kill you first because he got the power carnally to do it. Our job is to educate him so that he knows what it's actually saying. Because if these knuckleheads get their way, they're gonna scare the man till the man start killing people. Because he gonna be trying to survive. But again, they be repeating the same sin that they did before. The reason the world went into turmoil was because they stopped teaching. The Most High told them to teach.
That talent in the earth, you put it in the earth.
They put it in the ground.
They don't understand.
So when the man got in the power, he sat there, he said Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Oh, they supposed to be going to slavery? Oh, we can arrange that.
Right.
Because they wasn't taught. They didn't know what the book meant.
And bro, it's in Baruch 6:48, chapter 6, verse 48. He can hide up under that too. Nobody taught me. Bro, that's what he's saying. But now the prophets are out teaching us. We teaching now. Once they get this understanding, it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, the slavery thing, I mean, now, see, I get it, teachers, master means teacher. The slavery thing really is a real big issue. Like I said, the slavery scriptures in the Bible is the big reason like a lot of people don't read the Bible. They're like,
right.
Slavery scriptures in there. I'm not even gonna touch that thing.
Right. But it's all cause of a misunderstanding. Because the prophets didn't tell the people how to read the Bible.
Yes.
Okay, that's the prophet's job. His job, he got one job. He got one talent.
Mhm.
One. Bro, you had one job. His job is to teach the people, and he didn't do it. Now the world turned upside down. But at the end of the day, they ain't judging nothing. This thing says, Ecclesiastes 12:14. For God shall bring every work into judgment. That means God gonna judge with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. He gonna do the judging.
If you hate your
We
brother,
men don't have that power. We ain't got that power.
You're gonna judge him.
If you sit up in there and you go up against a man who got an army as powerful as this man's army is, guess what? You're gonna lose.
You're gonna lose.
I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Oh, you gonna lose.
You're gonna lose, period.
You gonna lose.
You don't have any carnal authority here at all. Your job, you got one job.
That's it.
Don't put your doctrine in the earth. Teach the people like he told you to, so that they can be fruitful and multiply. Let that doctrine get out there so these people sit there and say, oh, that's what it means? Yes, that's what it means. That's our job.
I mean, man.
I'll give an example.
Balance.
Example what they do. Go to Jeremiah 14:1, Elder, please. Since y'all got me trying my sword out.
Yeah, bro. Bring that sword out. Swing that
We'll pull
sword.
it out. It's more mightier, right?
Right. Y'all got me working over pre-working my class out, my next one. So I might as well go ahead and go through it.
Jeremiah 14:1. The word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah concerning the dearth.
The dearth is talking about a famine.
Yes.
This is what he's talking about. He's the Lord. He's talking to Jeremiah, prophesying about a famine that's coming about. So they go to this scripture a lot. And I got one when IUIC Jacksonville was going against a Jewish person. This is the scripture they pulled.
Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish.
So they will spiritually pull and say a gate is a prophet, which is correct, but they never go to precepts to show it. But they are correct. A gate is a leader, is an elder, and they languish. What does it mean to languish? They don't know nothing.
Right.
Read.
They are black unto the ground.
Now, if this was a book for black people, to black people, or to people of color, why do I got to keep repeating myself of what color I am? Does that make any sense? If everybody here was black and I'm sitting here saying, okay, we got a family history book and I got to tell you that I'm black. That doesn't make any sense. And it said they're black unto the ground. We all know the ground means what?
No.
Earth.
The earth or carnal, right? So
Yeah, now
black
I know.
means you have no understanding. If you step in anything with blackness, can you see?
Right. Darkness
That's
is
what-
darkness. Darkness is ignorance.
Darkness unto the carnal. They're darkness. They have no understanding because they're in the carnal. Read on, elder.
And the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
Because the cry of Jerusalem is going up. Now the prophets are starting, the real prophets are back teaching with Jerusalem, and it's gone up. We're starting to teach now, and these other prophets have no understanding of it. That's why they're languished unto the ground, because they're stuck in that carnal. Read the very next verse. They never go to the next verse.
Before we go there,
Can't
remember
skip out
we
on
read
verses.
before Galatians 4. He said Jerusalem, which is above, is free. Jerusalem is gone up. You see that? It's done came into pass where now we following that spiritual. We teaching that spiritual doctrine. It's prophecy.
And so those leaders that's in that carnal, they're languishing now. They have nothing to teach. They sound stupid. Read, this is what they did.
And their nobles have sent their little ones to the water.
So what they do is they come to our website and they go over the videos and they try to get the understanding.
They came to the pits and found no water.
So they go back and they watch Nathaniel's or whoever their leader is, and they realize that these dudes are not bringing out anything compared to what the spiritual interpretation is, because we're going precept upon precept. We're staying in the Bible. So they're starting to see that, hey man, there ain't no water over here.
They return with their vessels empty.
They ain't got no understanding. No prophets ain't got no understanding. They got no water in them.
They are ashamed and confounded.
Just like yesterday, we had elders out here trying to teach against 666 and the law came, but they could have no understanding how to break that stuff down. So they did the same old breakdown they always did. And the people sitting there looking like there's no water in these prophets.
And
Wait, they
covered
said they're
their
trying to say the
head.
way that y'all broke down the 666 was incorrect.
Yes, basically.
He tried to.
It's in the Bible, bro. It's there. It's right there in the Bible.
But
Bruh.
nonetheless,
He didn't know how.
Don't.
He
It's
didn't
only
know
one
how to
other thing you
explain
can
it
do. It's only
himself.
one other thing you do. Find out where they got that doctrine from and who made it up, what fantasy they had, and then see. That's the only other thing you can do.
that's the first part of what he said. He sent their nobles, and their nobles have sent their little ones to the water. So what they do is they go get your captains and go watch their videos.
Give
And see
them
what happens.
understanding.
And what happens is people, like when y'all spread the videos, when you're giving these, like you guys might give a video breakdown of what we're giving right now, right? Their little ones might come and see your videos and they'll share it and be like, oh, hold on, let's go back and go find out where they originally got their classes from. And they're going to compare it to whatever they learned in the Bible, their pastor, their bishop. They're going to compare it. They're going to see that, man, all this time, these dudes were teaching me nothing.
Correct. I've been wasting my time.
And they're ashamed and confounded, meaning they can't explain what we're explaining. They cannot touch it. And they cover their heads. They're not supposed to, but they cover their heads with what? Their leadership. They cover their doctrine with their leadership's doctrine, whatever they taught. So they bringing out whatever their leadership brought out, that wicked stuff they teaching. They never
Even
go to
those-
why the gates languish. They only
Even
read
though
Jeremiah 14:2 and they leave it alone.
Even though they know it's a lie,
Right.
they still go out and teach the lie. That's why they're gonna have to get punished for it. They're gonna get punished for it. All praise to the
Yeah,
Most
man.
High.
All praise to the Most.